Thank you. Hi, my name's Aaron, and I'm one of the PQIP fellows, or was one of the PQIP fellows, and now I've returned back to training. So, and seeing PQIP from a different side of things. So, I'm going to talk a bit about how to unlock your data and making the most of the PQIP Webtool. So, the aims of this brief, so we only have about 10 minutes, so I'm going to run through things really, is the types of PQIP reporting, methods of exporting your own data for your own analysis, and customization of your data extraction or exports, if you will. So, Brenda Bennett said, data is only useful if we put it to work for us. Now, all of you collect PQIP data for us, and this is no mean feat, but the aim for PQIP is to get you guys to access the data, to use it, whether that be for research, audit, or improvement. And if we lock it away in a silo and you can't access it, we're not going to change the care of our patients to better improve outcomes. So this is really a guide through how to better extract our own data for your utilization. So every 3 months, PQIP produces quarterly reports. And just a quick show of hands, how many of you seen your own quarterly reports? Good, so a good proportion of you. So as you may already, or the vast proportion of you already know, that PQIP produces sort of three types of quarterly reports. The first being site reports. And these are an overview of your hospital or your site, and includes 12 months worth of data. This is complemented by a set of PowerPoint slides that has the same visual output as the site report, but allows you to spread the word or present your data to a wider audience, whether that be your department or your hospital. And both the site report and the PowerPoint slides contain very similar run charts, if you will, allowing you to track the progress of key outcomes or structures and processes that we're looking at. So, for example, we look at the improvement targets mentioned in last year's annual report and this year's annual report. So, we look at anemia and HbA1c measurement. Together with this, we also produce a specialty report, and this contains a subset of population. So if a hospital produces or has recruited more than 10 patients to a subspecialty, such as lower GI, then a specialty report of that subset of population will be produced. And this is done, accessed from the Webtool by hovering over, once you've logged in, hovering over report and then clicking on site report. And these site reports contain, or specialty reports, contain 12 months worth of data. But if you want to go back and look a bit further back, then you can look at the archive, and that's just a bit below. And this contains the archives going back as far back as we can go, from when your site joined PQIP or started recruiting to PQIP. And this allows you to look at data you've collected from further back. So if you want to see sort of 2 years back, you can do that through the archive. However, if you don't want to wait for 3 months to see your data, it's possible to log into the Webtool and see dashboards. So the dashboards are completed in near real time. As you lock a patient record, the dashboards update. And this allows you to almost see on a daily basis or on an hourly basis, if you want to go in and track the progress of a quality improvement project you've created and see the effect of that. And if you're doing a PDSA cycle, it's part of the scene aspect of that. And for example, here we have a dashboard on dreaming, and we have dreaming as a whole, drinking, eating, and mobilizing, along with the component parts of that. And this allows you to download it, although you can't quite see the sort of 3 buttons here, which aren't quite visible there, but allow you to download that in, whether you want to drop that into a PowerPoint or download it as a PDF and email it to friends and colleagues in your department. However, if you want to look at data which is not in the quarterly reports and not presented currently in our dashboards, then you may want to do a data export. And there are 2 main ways of doing this. We have a query builder, and we have a bulk data export. So starting off with the query builder allows us to take certain fields within PQIP. So at the moment, PQIP has over 250 fields, but the query builder allows us to select certain fields, to place conditions on them or criteria that we want to look at, so that we don't have to download the entire data set for your hospital, and then just look at those 2 fields or 3 fields or however many you wish to see. Now, the query builder is here, is a bit clunky to use, so we've created, you can access it from the data query and then click on query builder, but we've also created a set of guides which you can use. And so the guides we created at the beginning of this year allows you to use step-by-step instructions along with screenshots to really help you create a query function and save it so that you can share that function with your colleagues or run it time and time again as you wish to. And that's available in the same category, data query, and then guides on exporting data. But data exporting is a bulk export function, and this allows you to export all the data that you've collected within PQIP. It doesn't allow for any filtering other than the date of surgery, and that's visible sort of here and here. And that allows you to essentially select whether you want to download the CRF or the main bulk of the record. We also, from the data section, you can select whether you want to download particular questionnaires, whether that be at the admission or day 3 or the 6-month and 12-month questionnaires. And that downloads a big file. However, as you can imagine, the PQIP dataset is quite large, and this requires an element of coding to keep the file size down. However, it's not always intuitive as to what that coding means. So, for example, within the dataset, if you were to export the data via the export function, you'll see a field called SO2 patient smoking history, which roughly makes sense. However, within that field, you'll see NS, XG6, XL6, and CS, which doesn't always make a huge amount of sense certainly to me. And we produce a key to go with that, and that allows you to understand what the coding means. So, for example, here, NS means non-smoker, XG6 means ex-smoker greater than 6 months, and XL6 means ex-smoker less than 6 months, and CS being a current smoker. And that key is available here to download, so that when you do perform an export, you can download the key to go with it, so that you can understand what you've downloaded. And then once you download the report, it comes out as a CSV or an Excel file, which you can then take and pop into Excel or Stata or SPSS or R, and run your own analysis however you wish to do that. And the key here is that it's your data, so you can use it however you wish. And then a bit about customization. At the moment, we've been producing reports that are very much the same for all sites. But recently, we've started to receive requests from certain sites about having a customized report. So, for example, one site wanted to look at how a particular subset of patients, those patients who are undergoing hepatectomies, are doing. So they have been recruiting a lot of hepatectomies to PQIP. So we've done a subset or customized report looking at the same variables that we do within the quarterly report, but only for hepatectomies. And this is done on an ad hoc basis, but we can also do it for other sites. So if you wish to have a look at just right hemicolectomies, then that is something that's feasible to do. It just means that you do have to drop us an email, and I'm sure Crystal will love us if you will ping her an email. But these reports are very much the same as the quarterly reports, but can be to the subset that you require. But what tools have we got on the PQIP Webtool that you can use to really unlock that data for your own utilization? Firstly, within the Webtool, we have a section on the improvement tools. And this allows you a guide on how to create simple run charts or SPC charts, along with templates on how to take data, whether that be through the query builder, and pop it into a template so that you can produce your own run charts on the go. And we hope these are useful for you. But if you're getting started on quality improvement, we also have links to external resources, whether that be from PRISM, allowing you to undertake looking up some resources that you can use to develop your QI, and then couple that with the data from within PQIP to really create your own quality improvement and change how our patients do through their perioperative journey. And this is a quick plug for the PQIP app, which we released at sort of middle of last year. And it allows you to really make use of the function of the Webtool, but it doesn't allow you to input data because of some of the security restrictions we have. But you can do this in zones that don't have Wi-Fi, so if you're stuck in IR and you can't get any Wi-Fi reception, the app works for you, and it allows you to not only look at under the resources section, you can see the improvement tools, so you can read this while you're in a long case if you wish, but also has links to the driver diagrams. But we also produce things such as the procedure lists are hidden, or not hidden, should I say, within the resources section. And this is available to download on iOS or Google Play. And that is the quickest run through of the Webtool. But if you have any questions, whether now or later on, you can always just ping me an email or any of the team an email, and we can guide you through. But hopefully, there are some more guides on the Webtool that if you want to look at. Thank you.